introduce the dream team this evening, preparing to live stream the meeting. Hopefully it will go more successfully than the SpaceX rocket this afternoon. That was a shame, wasn't it? My goodness, what a day. If you think you've had a bad day, just imagine how Elon Musk feels this evening. What did you have anything to say about that as a Tesla driver, Nuno?
Oh, I don't know any news about Elon Musk or Tesla.
All right, okay. It's like
what's happening?
If in case you were recording the rocket launch to watch it later, I've really spoiled that for people. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get on with the dream team instead. Gilda Pereira, Queen of the Visas. How are you this evening?
Hello, I'm fine.
Good to see you. How's your day been? Where have you been in the capital?
Yes, I was, and it was very nice. Everyone was feeling good at the office with the good vibe. So, yeah.
The dream team. Oh, here we go. Sorry, that's what it's coming through on the second. Hopefully it will go more successfully than the SpaceX rocket. Close this tab, isn't it? My goodness. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Coming back now to the dream team session. I drove over the 25 de Abril Bridge in the early hours of yesterday morning, and Lisbon, what an exciting city. You're used to it every day, aren't you, Gilda? But I've been away for a little while. I was driving through, I saw the Cristo Rei ahead of me. I drove over the 25 de Abril Bridge, which of course has a very special significance coming up. And over to my left-hand side as I was driving south, the rising sun. What a fantastic city you have there in Lisbon. It felt very good to be there in springtime Lisbon.
Yes, now imagine me that I cross the bridge every day.
Okay.
No, but I find it beautiful every day.
Oh, excellent. I was thinking, where it gets old. No, but you're saying it stays fresh and you love doing that.
Yes, I do.
Oh, how wonderful.
Especially in the spring and summer.
Yeah, and you see this incredible bridge, don't you, in the sky above you? You see aeroplanes coming in. You think, oh, wow, it's so exciting. New people coming into Lisbon. Cristo Rei will be behind you. The rising sun will be over on your right. There's an ocean liner. There are little ferries. Yeah. It is just the most wonderful place, and I was reminded of that yesterday. So thank you for being here. We will, of course, have a Mandela update at around past, and everybody else's pets this evening. Let's go to Sarah Davey in the UK. How's your weather today, Sarah? Was it exciting crossing the Thames or anything like that for you today?
Not really, no. We went for a walk down the canal and it started to rain, so not great here. But I was speaking to someone from Portugal earlier today, and he said you've had some lovely weather. So
that's amazing. Yeah, it's been fantastic here. It's in for a cooler weekend, I think, so we're making the most of it in the springtime. We're a little worried about the droughts because there hasn't been the usual April rains, but we can put up with that for the time being. Thanks for being here tonight, Sarah. I know you've got an update and some news for us. Let's talk to Elise now. Ladies first this evening. How are you, Elise? I think you're in central Portugal, judging by the attic space that I now recognise.
Yes, I am.
How are you and Peter?
Portugal, everything is okay. Lovely weather here, really hot.
Yeah,
and also doing things with clients, but also switch a little bit with our garden, and Peter doing some planting some wines.
Really?
Lots of things to do. Yeah,
living the dream. How lovely. It's a lifestyle many aspire to, and of course that you can help people achieve a nice balance of work and
also begin with clients. Yes, sure. Yeah.
Brilliant. And can everybody who's here tonight on the Dream Team call get to taste that wine at some point?
Yeah, one of these days.
Yes, everybody. See what I did for you there. Fantastic.
You're welcome to
we'll
the
remember
center of Portugal.
And just how hot is it in Pedrógão Grande at the moment in this springtime?
Now I don't know, but like yesterday or before yesterday, even Sunday was like 30, I think 30 degrees. I was like, it's too hot for now.
Wonderful.
I was, oh my God, we are just in April, and normally they say in Portugal, Abril Lagos de Mil.
Absolutely.
This time is not yet. I didn't saw any rain here.
Incredible.
Yeah, we are already on 20.
Well, yes, enjoy that. Of course, it's wildfire season potentially as well with the heat. So be careful, everybody. Keep your eye on fogush.pt and ipma.pt as well, the websites there. Thank you for being here, Elise. We'll probably talk about the Golden Visa because I think it was yet another plot twist with the Golden Visa, wasn't there, this week? We'll come back to you on that. Nuno, where are you? You're out with the team and they're very still. Oh, we need you unmuted, mate. They're still out.
I'm so sorry, I forgot.
No, go on, carry on.
Yeah. So today I remember to put a photo as a background of the team, part of the team. So some of them, many of you don't know, but you text and emailed and called. So some are here, some are not here. And where am I today? So today I'm in Guarda, in a village 30 kilometers away of Guarda. And yes, during the day it was warm, but now guess, Gilda, what I have to eat.
What's he had? In Guarda?
The fireplace.
Yes. The
What?
fireplace.
You've eaten a fireplace, did you say?
No. I'm hitting the house.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. I thought you were going to introduce us to a Guarda speciality, and it was it had the nickname of fireplace, which would be a very. You are with with Gilda's favorite form of heating, which was, of course, last week's final question, wasn't it? And I think, actually, while we're on the subject, it's been really popular. The panel, as a last question of the evening, have been brilliant in taking a question. The week before last was how they all respectively deal with black mold. Last week was their favorite form of heating and power. So if you'd like to nominate a question that all of the panel will face tonight as the concluding question, that's put a smile on Gilda's face. Please do that in the chat over here on Zoom and on YouTube as well. We've got a number of questions coming through on both channels, but we haven't said hello to everybody yet. I think we've got Dr. Michael in here somewhere. Dr. Michael, are you there?
Good evening, dear sir, and all the rest of you, sirs, madams, wherever you are.
Messieurs, dames. Okay, how are you? Where are you, Michael?
All good, Lisbon, as usual.
Excellent. Enjoying that little vignette that I painted earlier on of wonderful, wonderful capital of Portugal. Fantastic. Are you well?
All good, thank you very much.
Very
you
good.
guys, missed you.
We're great. And are there any announcements from Serenity before we go to all the questions we've got this evening?
Not something that I can really kind of, spread around. Just wish everybody good health and
ticking along nicely.
It.
It's really great, isn't it, when you can report that all is going along nicely. So no news is good news.
All good. Yeah.
Good to see you. So there you go. You can ask visa questions with Gilda. You can talk about currency with Sarah. With Elise, we can talk about what it's like to buy a property anywhere in Portugal. And they'll even take a trip for you over to the islands, I think, if you talk to them nicely, to Madeira or the Azores looking for property. Have that kind of lifestyle that Elise was talking about there in Portugal. Bit of work and a bit of planting vines from time to time. Insurance with Nuno, and, of course, case management of your medical matters. With Serenity and Dr. Michael, who's here tonight. So let's go to the first questions. Let's see what we've got here in Zoom. Oh, Gary's just saying he's just down the road for you in Pedrógão Grande, Castanheira de Pera. Fantastic. And let's go to our first question, which happens to be over on YouTube. Angel saying, hi, Carl, you've been busy today. I have. Thursday's always the busiest and most fun day of the week. Haven't watched these in a while, says AVK. I really enjoy eavesdropping these conversations. Fantastic. So yeah, not necessarily questions from some people, but just tuning in and listening and seeing what other people's experiences are. And greetings from Ohio, where it is sunny and 23 degrees over there in Ohio, from Tom Smith. Actually, no questions as yet. Marcia's saying hello from Airdrie, Canada. Snowing today. Let's go back to that golden visa thing then, because we've seen, haven't we, despite it being described as a very unpopular thing in some quarters, the most applications ever, I think, happened in March of this year, just as it was about to close. I'll go to Gilda and Elise on this. What's your take on that, Elise?
You mean about how busy it is?
The twists and turns of the golden visas. Yeah, have you noticed that? Are people asking you questions about the golden visa and getting their late applications in?
No, but I have at the moment lots of requests about people that they want to buy, they want to come, and they want to buy properties.
Yes,
and very fast, if possible. Regarding the golden visa, I know that Gilda, it's more for her, but of course they ask me things, but not regarding the golden visa, but really D7 or even the nomad visa. I have now I see these here really young people coming, and especially from America. We have been helping a young couple, and that they want to buy as soon as possible.
Very
and they have
interesting.
everything well prepared. They are begin of 30s, and it's for me really like, okay, compare with 2-3 years ago. There was maybe people for the D7. D7 was more the passive income and whatever. But now really I see also lots of people, and also here in Pedrógão Grande, compare, like I was telling, I think last 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, 10 years ago, we didn't saw too much people from outside, and I have been at the market this Monday completely full from lots of nationalities, and especially the German, Dutch, also English, from Switzerland, and and now also some Americans coming here over.
That's so interesting. Thank you. So no let up in demand, people wanting to move quickly, and some younger people as well wanting to come into the country and, and as you said, get that done quickly. Thank you for that little insight there into what's going on in that market and as life as a buyer's agent. Cheers. We'll come back to you. Elise, thank you very much. Gilda, let's talk about visas then, and CEF. Any changes to report on the working with CEF frontline at the moment?
Hello, Alice. So if your customers have any doubts and want some help, send them to the expats forum so they can reach us there, and we will help them. We will more than glad to help them with the D7 or the digital nomad visa.
Yes.
Regarding
also known as the D8, right, Gilda?
Yes, also known as the D8 visa.
Yes, right, CEF.
I was going to talk about the golden visa now.
Oh, go on then. We'll come back to CEF. We'll hold that tension about CEF and see if any transformation into APMA has happened. Golden visa then.
The golden visa, as you know, many of investors were upset about the way that the government announced the end of the program. They said that it was going to be enforced with retroactive effects, and that the renewal of the golden visa was going to be different, and they would have to respect the time of the other visas. So then many people were not happy about this, especially the investors and many lawyers that were working with these big investment companies and real estate companies. So they made the petition, and because I make part of this association, which is PAIR, the Portuguese Association of Immigration and Investment in Portugal, and we draft this petition, and it was signed by 7,000 of people, investors and lawyers, and the government agreed to change the law. So now they agreed to don't make the retroactive effects, and they are going to give 45 days, and people that buy some houses still can apply in these 45 days, and they can renew the golden visa with the same days that they could do before. Staying in Portugal only 7 days per year. Okay. So this is good news for the investors, and they can still apply if they just bought a home, because the problem was that many people just bought a home and they were about to invest, and then this law came without any notice, and people were really angry.
Yeah, so now they have, so, right?
Yeah, so now they have like 45 days, now only 30 days to still apply for the visa.
Yeah, and a bit of the, we've got a question that we can roll in here to the Golden Visa. I've not been following the new Golden Visa requirements. Are all properties by the coast still not eligible? So nothing's changed on that front, has it, about where you can buy?
No, nothing has changed, so still not eligible.
But the interesting thing with this kind of demographics, as I understand it, with the Golden Visa, there was a doubling, I think, almost of applications in March, and the Americans have now replaced the Chinese as the largest volume of Golden Visa applicants as well. Anything else you want to add to the Golden Visa part of our conversation?
No, that was it.
I think that's it for now. There you go. Thank you for that update on the GV, or the ARI, it's also known as, isn't it? The ARI. Thank you very much, Gilda. More generally then, Seth, APMA, what are you hearing? What can you tell everybody tonight?
So until now, there were no changes. It was supposed to be on the 1st of April, as you know. We are on the 20th and still the same. Okay. They only open vacancies for family reunifications under the Article 15, which means family reunifications if you are married with an European citizen. Okay. And that's it.
All right. So still, you might say some constipado occurring at SEF and nothing. I won't extend that analogy too far, but nothing to speak of so far, but still business as usual for you, helping loads of people, including people who are asking questions this evening. Marcia, I think we had a question from you, didn't we? Connie's in from Calgary, Alberta. And yes, the questions have started to flow in. Thank you, everybody. That's Mike T sorted out with a Golden Visa question. We'll come back to Nunu. That's great. We'd like to publicize, if you don't mind, your question there, Susie, because that's helpful to other people. Marcia is asking you, Gilda. My husband and I plan to apply for the D7. We will open bank accounts with 2 years income for us both. Our passive income will come from renting out our primary residence here in Canada. So far, so good. Will we need to show the rental income and or the lease agreement in our accounts at the time of application, or might we date it for when we want to move to Portugal? Good question, Marcia. Thank you. Would you like to hear that second part again, Julia?
Yes.
Will we need to show the rental income and or the lease agreement in our accounts at the time of application, or might we date it for when we want to move to Portugal?
The lease agreement in the home country, right?
Yeah, I think it's when to date the income statements, I suspect, because the lease agreement will have its own date anyway, wasn't it? So I think it's about the date of the accounts that are being shared. So should that be done at the time of application or at a meeting at the time of being in Portugal? Or maybe we need
I'm reading here, what I'm not understanding here.
Yep.
Is that the passive income is coming from the renting out of the primary residency.
Yes.
So this is a rental that is going to come in the future, right?
Ah, of course, yes, because they won't be out of their primary residency until they leave for Portugal. Can you clarify, Marcia?
You need to show at least 3 months of rent. You need to show at least 3 months of rent when you apply for the visa. Ah,
so the workaround there is that they need to move out of their primary residence 3 or 4 months before they leave Canada.
Yes.
Yes, there you go, Marcia.
Before they leave, no, before they apply.
Because
then you have the time of the visa approval.
Thank goodness you're here, Gilda. And Marcia, if I got the right end of the stick there, if we got the right end of the question, basically, so let us know. Does that help? Or is there anything else you need to add to that for us? Thanks, Gilda, for making sense of that for me, at the very least. Susie asked Nunu, do you have a travel insurance product for the visa process, or should we look for that in our home country? Fingers crossed that we can get it through you. Thank you, Nunu. And you have been busy answering the question. Could you elaborate for the benefit of everybody, Nunu?
Okay, so yes, we have. We tailor-made this insurance on March of last year, and until now we have 100% approval with this insurance. So yes, it fully complies with the Portuguese authorities' requirements to the D7.
There you go, Susie, and anyone else who might need that.
Any more clarification?
No, you're okay. Well, actually, yes, there is something. When you mentioned the picture behind you that we can see there of your joyous team, you said that was part of it. So there's a big team at Winsurance then.
Okay, yeah, there are two people that are not here, and we are the team that is focused on the expat community, either if is British, American, or Chinese. So we are part of 34 people, but we are the only one that work with the expats.
Amazing. How's your Mandarin? Coming on. I think.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm so glad to hear
that. I haven't tried much.
Okay, you haven't got your scout
badge. Since I
yet.
have lessons.
Okay, well, good on you. That's fantastic. Is there no end to this man's talents? Brilliant. Thanks for the time being, Nuno. That's great. Susie's question there. Back to Gilda. Is an apostille, this is from Connie Gilda, is an apostille of Canadian driving record required from the Vancouver consulate for driver license exchange between Portugal and Canada? What a session we just had with ACP. A question for you there, Gilda, on that Canadian driving record.
Yes.
Simple yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. It is, Connie. The apostille is required, and Amelie agreeing with me. Yes.
But I'm sorry, I'm not sure if Canada until some months ago, Canada was not part of the apostille agreements.
Okay.
So in that case, it needs to go to the Foreign Affairs to be stamped, and then to the Portuguese consulate to be stamped. If it makes part of the apostille of agreement, it needs to have an apostille.
Other Canadians looking at each other in the conference tonight. Good luck, Canadians, with that. Thank you, Gilda. And I think this is another one for you. I married a it's a very interesting start to this question. I married a Swedish girl in Sweden. Congratulations, Mike T. Does this help me obtaining my visa? Could do, couldn't it?
Yes, it does. But don't tell me that you only married her for that. Because of that.
Let's not. Well, I'm not even going to ask that question. Let's not do that. And we can assume that it's best that they're still married for the purposes of having the visa. And the process. I mean, we're joking about it, but of course, if you do marry somebody from the European Union, that's where the benefit is, isn't it? Is that they would have you join them on a reunification basis.
Yes, that's why what I was saying about the Article 15. They now open vacancies. There's now open vacancies for this kind of family reunion.
Now,
okay.
Yes.
So what you have to do is that the person from the European Union country needs to come to Portugal, have the need. Find a place to stay, a rental agreement, or buy a house. And when they have a fixed address, after being here for 3 months, they need to register at the city hall.
Yes. Okay.
Where they have their address. And after they register, they make the appointment for the spouse to make the family reunion, etc.
Now I'm going to play not devil's avocado here, but just I don't know this backstory on this, but interestingly, it's important that the Swedish girl married in Sweden also makes the move. You can't just do it because you once got married to somebody from Europe, can you?
Sorry?
The Swedish person in question in this instance would need to be moving to Portugal as well, obviously, for you to be reunified. If this question or one like it was because somebody was once married to a European, that's not how it works, is it? That person needs to be moving to Portugal as well, and you reunify with them.
Yes. This needs to happen in Portugal.
Yes.
With the Portuguese laws, under the Portuguese laws.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying this is the case here, but if you got married quickly in Las Vegas to a European, that doesn't mean you can move to Portugal one day, for example.
Well, if you get married in Las Vegas within an European, you need to translate the marriage in your country.
Yes.
Okay. Like in Sweden, and then use that marriage. There is a process for that. So
that's amazing,
yes, it's doable. It's doable.
Thank you for elaborating on the entirely fictitious scenario brilliantly and professionally, as you just did. Thank you so much for that. Going back to Marcia, Gilda, to add, we have substantial RRSP, etc. Not sure, is that residual? I don't know, that we draw from annually. Would this be a workaround to avoid having to prematurely move out of our primary residence? So do you know what RRSP is?
Yes, she just wrote there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Register Retirement Savings Plan.
You're ahead of me.
Yes, of course. Whoever is going to work on your case needs to analyze if that is going to be enough. And if that is going to be enough, okay, you don't need to rent the house before you present the visa. If not, what you can do is that you can say that the house is for sale and the price of the house, and put that in your visa process just to help them.
Very good. Okay,
Yeah,
excellent. Thank you. Thank you for the extra information, Marcia. Thank you for answering that, Gilda. Superb. We're just coming up to, well, let's stay with you because we're just coming up to 9:30 here on the Dream Team session. And I would not be forgiven if I didn't ask the panelists about how their pets are doing this evening. Gilda, this is now, I think Jerry may have bought the domain. This is called Expats Portugal, this part of the Dream Team session. So how is, I'm a bit concerned. You're about to answer about Mandela's well-being. How is he? He looks like from your face, he may have been a naughty boy this week.
He's depressed.
I thought there was a problem. Okay, tell us more.
So we went on vacation.
Yeah.
And he was with our maid. And I don't understand if he is confused and he's anxious because he came back to us, or if he doesn't want to be with us anymore, because he cries all the time and he makes a lot of noise and he's nervous all the time. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to go out. I don't know. Okay. I think I need to bring him to a psychiatrist.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear of this particular situation, but
yeah, but I send you a picture of him. I don't know if you can.
Well, not if it's going to upset me.
But this was before the vacation. He was all right.
Oh, okay. That'll be fine. Okay. It's Expats Portugal that was bought, expatsportugal.com. Brilliant. There's probably 9 of those domains available. Okay. Thank you very much, Gilda on Mandela. Anybody else with a pet? I know, no, you are back at home with, oh no, you're in Guarda. Oh, whiskey. We got to have a whiskey, so to speak now. Dr. Michael.
Whiskey, and the car.
And the car. Beautiful whiskey.
He doesn't want, here it is.
Golden Retriever coming onto the screen as we speak now. How is Whiskey, apart from a bit reluctant?
He's grown up. You saw him like 5 kilos less. Now he's 5 kilos more.
My goodness. Okay, that's growing up.
Not, here is.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So how old is he now?
He's 2 years old.
Oh, so he might grow. He might. Oh, look, everybody. Oh, what a beauty. I think he's going to grow a little bit more than that, Michael. So, okay, fantastic. And we heard it with
43 kilos.
43 kilos. We heard, just as a public service announcement in the ACP webinar just now, that pets need to be secured when on the move in cars. Not everybody knows that, and you still see people driving around with their dogs with their heads out the window. So it's a nice sight to see, but it's very dangerous as well. So pets do need to be secured in moving vehicles, everybody. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Whiskey. He's not in with his, oh, Gary. No, we can't. We can only do the panel because otherwise it's going to take up the whole hour, Gary. I told you this last week, but beautiful. If everyone wants to hold up their pets in the audience, that's fine too. Elise, is your dog with you in the attic? Oh, fast asleep in your arms. How wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, brilliant.
She wants to be at the meeting. Even I wanted to let her outside, but she didn't want it. She wants always to be with me.
So she knows
she
about the
wants to
pets.
be part of the meeting.
That's
She's
incredible.
not too much. She's only like 3 kilos.
Yes.
Maybe 3.5. Amiga.
Oh, look. But I imagine would bark at whiskey nonetheless. Fantastic. Thank you very much there, Elise. Nuno's far away from his cats in Guarda, of course. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And Sarah, how is the pet rock? A pet paperclip on the desk there. Because you said you didn't have a pet, did you, when we asked you?
No, we're thinking about one, but not yet.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. The panel, that was not expats. That was expats Portugal or expats Portugal. Thank you very much indeed. And yeah, Glenn, well said. Dogs with their heads out of car windows is a sure way for them to get cataracts. I didn't know that. So yes, whilst it looks cool and fun, it's probably a very bad idea on many levels. Let's go over to YouTube. Thank you very much, everybody, and thanks to the pets especially. Jamie. For you, Gilda, then, I got my resident permit and I want to change my address on the NIF. I asked my fiscal representative for the Finances login to change my address online, but they refused to give them. They refused to give me the login, said they can't give them as long as they are my fiscal representative. Once I show them a proof that I changed my address, they can give me the Finances login details. Is this normal or legal? Now, let's give that a backstory for people who don't know what on earth is being talked about there. It's entirely normal, isn't it, for the fiscal representative in Portugal to have your own logins to the fiscal portal, and they work on your behalf as though they were you. They don't have professional logins. They use yours, don't they, Gilda, in the first instance? What do you think of that scenario that was just described there?
Well, the normal thing to do is when the tax representatives ask the passwords on our client's behalf, we keep the passwords and we also send the passwords to our client.
Yeah.
So we have them, but we send, as soon as we receive, we send them to our clients. And if the client says, okay, we want to change, we can explain them how to change, or we can change them on their behalf, because sometimes it's simpler than in other cases.
Yeah.
If they say that they cannot give you the password, this is not legal because the password is not theirs.
That's right. It's your property, isn't it? Of course. Of course. So you might want to mention that to them, Jamie.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is curious, isn't it, that is the way it works. I mean, these are individual personal logins for that person whose NIF that is. And it just works in such a way here that you give your details and the logins to your accountancy professional, your fiscal representative. But they are, as Gilda says there, it's your property. So I would start with that. If Jamie goes back to their fiscal representative and says, look, legally, these are my documents. What are you talking about?
Yes, especially if you paid for the service.
Yes, quite. Okay, so there you go, Jamie. Thank you, Gilda. Another one for you. Why do I have to use my D7 in 90 days if it's good for 120 days, says Mr. S?
Because it's stated somewhere in the law that the first entry needs to be made in the first 90 days.
Okay.
I think it's because they want to reassure that you have 1 month to take care of all the details before you go to SEF.
Okay, there you go, Mr. S. Joel Rodriguez, hi Gilda, VFS appointment for job seeker visa is a challenge from India. Is there a workaround?
At this point, any vacancy for any kind of appointment in India, it's a challenge. So I don't know what. Just try it all the time.
Just keep going.
Be persistent.
Joel, sorry, we can't give you a better answer than that, but keep going, my friend. Good luck with that. Tom Smith with a comment. Watching the Mais Habitation debate is actually quite refreshing in a way. That's dedication. to have a would-be expat foreigner immigrant coming into Portugal and watching that political debate in Portuguese. Well done, Tom Smith. The PS political party have an absolute majority in the assembly and could push through whatever they want, but they're actually modifying the proposal based on input. The legislation may be far from perfect, but it is showing that Portugal is a functional democracy. This is the last sentence is, this is how the sausage gets made, which I think is probably an American colloquialism for that's how good things are done. Do you want to comment on that, Nuno or Michael or Gilda or Alice even as Portuguese residents? I'm thinking not. Don't want to get involved in the politics. We're here to answer Dream Team questions, aren't we?
Well, I think that comparing to a big country as the United States, we can still because we are a little country, we can still have a voice. Yes. And I feel that I got involved with this petition, and I wrote some of these. I asked people to sign this petition, and I was very happy that this was heard and that I had a contribution for the society with this.
Yes. Okay, fair enough. So there you go, Mr. S. And you have, sorry, I'm mixing up Tom Smith with Mr. S here. Thank you very much for that input, Gilda, and thank you for making that point as well, Mr. S. Tom Smith says, I'm hearing that there's a proposal to limit limit new AL licenses in Lisbon to parishes where less than 15% of the units are under the AL. Has anyone heard anything about this? That is probably you again, Gilda.
Limit 50%?
15. So the AL licenses in Lisbon parishes, they'll be limited to the parishes where there's less than 15% of units under the AL licensing system.
I know that they are going to limit it a lot, and the taxes are going to be higher, and the licenses are going to be very limited, but I don't know the percentage.
Okay, so keep a close eye on that if you're thinking of coming to Portugal and investing in an AL licensed investment property. Mr. S, back to Mr. S. For the CEF, I plan to have an atestado de residencia. CEF loves it, rumor has it. Is that tongue in cheek, that comment there? How best to approach CEF with an atestado?
Well, they are. It depends on the CEF office.
Okay.
Okay, because there was a big mess here in Lisbon with fakes atestados.
Ah, okay.
So they preferred the contract and the registration at the finances.
Okay, all right. So it depends.
Because of this mess, they find out that there was someone selling atestados, and there were like 100 people in the same residence, and now they are trying to avoid. This was on the news. No secret.
Okay, and that doesn't help genuine people, does it? What a shame that that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So now they are looking more forward to see the contracts. They feel more comfortable with the contracts.
Okay, so there may be a little bit more scrutiny, but we're assuming, of course, yours is all above board and good, Mr. S, so you shouldn't have any problem with that. Wella Gray is here on YouTube, planning for the D7 visa soon. Can you guide me where to start from? Our favorite question. Yes, of course, you're in the right place. Talk to Gilda, find her on the business directory of Expats Portugal.
Yes, we book a consultation. We see what are your
situation.
Yeah, thank you.
Situation.
I think I'm a little bit
situation. Do you know there's been a big eclipse today as well? It's been, I think, quite a lot of people are quite tired today. There's been some cosmic energies moving about, so you're all forgiven if you're feeling a little bit tired. Yeah, absolutely.
I never know about anything.
No, but you feel it. Whether you know about it or not, you might well be feeling the effects as we are tonight.
Yeah, but I had a headache today. I never have I never had it's very, very rare that I haven't had it.
You just need to ask me in future. Okay, what's going on in the heavens? I'll tell you. It's not part of the dream team, though, folks. Ashamed to say it's not part of the panel questions. Ashamed to say I meant to join. This Amelie is addressing you as well, Wella Gray, who says I meant to join Expats Portugal sooner, but I just did now. Better late than never. Absolutely right. Well done, Amelie. And Wella Gray, we suggest you do the same. Pop over to expatsportugal.com, become a member, and then you will get discounts on the D7 visa processes as well if you use the professional services of Gilda and team. Nuan Gamage, if someone fails a D7 or D8 visa and already has a Portugal NIF, can he come as a tourist and apply for expression of interest? Will it be a problem? That's an interesting question.
You can apply. First of all, we are not going to be negative. So you are going to have your D7 or D8 visa approved. Okay. Secondly, yes, you can come with an NIF as a tourist, and then you can apply for the manifest of interest. But for that, you need to either find contract agreements with the company, or you need to settle a company.
Okay, there you go.
And you need to wait a long time, like 2 years, for the process to be over. And in that period, you should not leave the country.
Okay, that's a really comprehensive answer. Thank you for that. And you're right, absolutely. Don't start on a negative basis. Aim high, and then I guess be well prepared. Prepare for the best, and or hope for the best and prepare for the worst might be the best combination. Chat tonight about Castanheira da Pera in the Zoom. Another good reason to be here on the Dream Team session. People making friends basically, and talking to people who already live in Portugal and finding out about areas you hadn't already heard about. Tamara, good to see you. I got my 5-year residency with my EU partner and did not need a visa. Well done. We just had to prove we've been together more than 2 years. That was easy. I was a French resident. Well done, Tamara. I know you were stuck in the middle of processes, and that must be a great relief to you. Fantastic. And we have a question for Dr. Michael. We are hoping to move to Portugal at the end of this year, early 2024. When should we get in touch with Serenity to join and discuss our specific medical situations? Thank you. From Susie to you, Dr. Michael.
I already answered, but the answer is as usual. Remember, I always say, plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead. Yeah. So as soon as you even think about it, as soon as you're serious, give us a call. We will guide you through what really needs to be done. Sometimes you don't really need us until really prior to arrival or even afterwards. Sometimes you need some guidance and some assistance many, many months before arrival. And actually the arrival date, living areas might be depending on a specific healthcare situation. Yeah. So just as soon as you think about it, give us a call. It's free. We'll tell you. If we really need to be involved, we'll explain why. If we aren't, we'll explain why as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That's for you, Susie, and a general. We can generalize that to everybody, of course. So get in touch straight away and find out what the steps should be with Dr. Michael and the Serenity team. Fantastic. There was a question on Zoom here for you, Nuno, about the new. I don't know what the best way to call it, but the guarantee that what would replace the guarantor input here in Portugal. How's that shaping up for the person who asked that? It might have been Connie. We need you to unmute. No. Did you know you're a scout? Did they do a Zoom badge? And can you get it, please?
No, there are no Zoom badge.
Okay, you're right. There you go.
So yes, it's the guarantee that the landlord received the rents. Yeah. According on contract. So yes, we have it. I already answered Connie here on this webinar, and yes, we have it ready. It just please email us or contact us, one of us, and we'll reply.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Nuno. Let's go to Sarah now. I've not heard much from you tonight, Sarah, but I think you've got an interesting case study that may be of general interest to people as well. Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've seen over the years that people are struggling to send money through their bank. Sometimes they're taking a long time for that money to turn up in the Portuguese bank, and obviously it can be quite daunting. You press the button, send your money, and then you're waiting days for that to turn up in your Portuguese bank account or to a third party. But we had a client come to us actually yesterday. He'd sent his money through Charles Schwab, but it was taking ages to come through, and in the end it didn't, and got returned back into US dollars, so it didn't actually end up in his Millennium Bank at all.
Right.
So we spoke to him. He opened an account with us straight away yesterday, really quickly. We got the money from Charles Schwab in US dollars. We received that last night. We made the exchange today, and then we sent his money into the Millennium Bank. He was actually paying a car dealer as well, buying a car there in Portugal. And when we sent the money from us to the car dealer, it was in the car dealer's account. I think it was in about 14 minutes. So we sent it really quickly. But what was interesting to know is that because the client hadn't been able to send the money last week through his bank because it got delayed and then got sent back, he was supposed to pay for his car last week and pick it up. But because the money didn't turn up, he couldn't pick up his car. So he's had to rent another car before he can buy this new one, basically.
Okay.
So, obviously that's probably manageable for him to rent another car, but that could be a deadline for a property payment. We've seen it where another customer that we had used, again, Charles Schwab, and it had taken over 5 days for that money to arrive in their account in Portugal. So again, if you've got deadlines, it can be quite challenging. It's different with us because the Charles Schwab would be sending us US dollars, so it would be quicker getting the money to us. And then because of the way that we make the payments and the technology we have, we can make those payments quicker for people. There's more tracking as well on the payment, so that worry about where your money is, we let you know through the whole process where it is and when it's in that beneficiary as well. So it just gives you a bit of peace of mind. But as I said, we've had some examples recently where customers have struggled and haven't been able to meet the deadlines they need to make.
All right. This, as you say, is it okay to read this out? I'm not sure if that's for public. I mean, that's a great comment, and certainly Sarah can see that. So let me know if I'm okay to share that with the whole wide world. There, Jose, before. Well, I've given your name away, but I've not said what it is. The content. Oh, see, thank goodness for that. The client was me, and thanks to Ben and Neil for their responsive assistance. I'm picking up the car tomorrow, and no more rental cars for me, at least not here. Cheers. So there you go, a situation brilliantly sorted by Spartan there. And the moral of the story there, Sarah, what would be to get in the, like Michael was saying, start the processes earlier rather than later and have a chat.
Absolutely. As I said, we save the client money, but often it's just that process. I mean, we've had examples before. We've spoken about a car where a client was in their bank in America, and the bank teller didn't know how to input the information onto the system and actually didn't know what a international IBAN was. So they rang. It was my colleague Ben. They did a WhatsApp video call with Ben, and he put Ben on with the bank teller, and Ben was speaking to the bank teller and telling them how to input that information onto their system so they could make that payment. So it does happen a lot. We see it also with, there's many different banks, and every bank's different, and we see different scenarios. We've had some experiences where clients have had issues with Wells Fargo, that they've been struggling to send the payment. So hopefully with our help of being part of that process, we can just make it easier for you. We can answer any questions they have. We can help you fill in any forms. And also the other issue that people have as well is that they move to Portugal, or you come over and you're looking for a property or rental, and then you need to move money and you're not in your home country. That's where they often say you need to come back and fill a form, you need an international card reader. We've had customers have to fly back because there's limits on how much they can transfer each day through their bank. So often there can be some other issues there. And again, it's more if you're trying to make any deadlines, it can be quite stressful. So hopefully we can get involved in that process and just make it easy for you.
as you have done with other people, another testimonial here, we have had very prompt service with Spartan FX, working within making reserves for our home purchase, and they help process our initial down payment on our house. Meant to say working with Steve Flack specifically. Message to Steve then tomorrow, please, Sarah. They really helped us to know our dollars were transferred to euros and payments were made promptly as needed. And securing euro rates. It's easy for you to say, with the reserved purchase of 10% down. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sarah.
And just a quick one. When we obviously share scenarios of what clients have done, you know, it's to hopefully help other people and make sure that they have a smoother process. And also, we don't share anybody's personal information, or, you know, no one will know the finer details of those transfers as well, obviously for data protection.
Yeah, great stuff. All the details are there. Open a free account with Spartan FX. You can see next to Sarah on the screen there, and find them, of course, in the Expats Portugal Business Directory. There's a few quickies to answer, and mainly for you, I think, Gilda. But my question for the panel tonight, to conclude with, is note to everybody here, important date for the diary. It is, of course, 5 days away from the 25 de Abril, previously mentioned. It is the 49th anniversary of the Carnation Revolution on the 25th of April, 2023. Obviously, a big celebration next year in the 50-year celebration. But for this year, on the 49th, how would you recommend us would-be expats and expats who are already here celebrate and party like a Portuguese for the Carnation Revolution? We'll finish with that. Sarah, you're excused again, but I suspect you will have some tips for where to party in Portugal, because you have tried a few establishments here, haven't you? So we'll come back to you for that. That'll be the last question. But before we get there, we have Shaheen. Does Expats Portugal, this is a good one, have any recommended partner if someone wants to invest part of their income regularly and save for the future? This is a good one, Astrid and Jerry. Not for millionaires, but just small. Oh, I'll not bother with this then. But anyway, I'll ask the question. Not for millionaires, but just small, regular savings for the future. There's nothing immediately comes to mind, but who would like to answer this in making an investment, a small investment, savings here in Portugal? The current accounts, the savings accounts at the banks aren't paying very handsomely. Any other ideas? I'm going to ask Nunu first. And will he unmute, I wonder? There he is.
Not now. I remember before I start talking. Yes, the insurance business has some options. Secure options is not something that I like, because I'm focused on risk and protection. Yes. And we are talking only about an investment. So it's for small amounts. I've no doubt that it's a better choice rather than the bank products. But in Portugal, there are a very well-known product, which is certificados de foro, are certificates of the state. And they have an interesting interest rate.
As in a good one, perhaps.
Yes, yes. Okay. So
rare at the moment
on the insurance products.
Yeah.
Give a look at the insurance products and also at the certificados de foro. Because according with the time, if they increase the interest rate.
Yeah.
Also.
Great. I'm glad I asked you that. And could you type that into the chat for us so we've got the right spelling? It sounds like a Portuguese government bond, basically, doesn't it?
Yes, they are.
That might be for you then, Shaheen. And thank you for asking the question. For you, Gilda, Sahara asks, can your 183 days that you must stay in Portugal for your D7 include the Azores, Madeira, and the mainland?
Yes.
All of the territory.
All Portugal, yeah.
All of Portugal. Thank you for that simple yes to that. Yes, watching the sausage get made is an American expression. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. It means that sometimes making something involves some rather unpleasant parts. Okay, thank you. Jamie, quick question for Sarah. Can I transfer my passive income through Spartan to Portugal? I am taking about a couple of thousands a month. Or do you only deal with big transfers? That would be all right for Jamie, wouldn't it? A couple of grand?
Absolutely. There's really no minimum. I mean, people can use us to pay for all sorts. If you need to pay for the NIF, if you need to buy a car, if you need to pay fees to any services, a lawyer or a visa, paying for your visa, paying for a property, paying for rental. The list goes on. As long as you get given bank account details, and we can make payment to those bank accounts.
Terrific, that's wonderful. And thank you, Nuno, for your spelling of the certificados de aforo in the chat there. Really good, really helpful. Great job tonight, team. Sorry, go on, mate.
I also had an opinion you can find on Google. That's how I found it, about the pros and cons of these certificates de aforo.
Oh, great, with Doutor Finanças there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, last question then, an important one, I think, given the culture. Oh, Mehmet, just quickly then, Gilda, and we'll start with you with the question about the Carnation Revolution celebrations, but a quickie from Mehmet. What if the consulate claims that there's no such thing like a D8 visa? How should one proceed? My goodness, does that really happen? It must do. What happens if they deny the existence of the D8? Is it because they're calling it a D8 and not a digital nomad?
You need if you have that written, you really need to send that to us. So we need to send that to the Foreign Affairs or to the Secretary of the Communities, because that is a shame. Yes,
it is. It reflects very badly. So
and I can also send to the embassy the law.
Okay, that's good. We'll quote the law at them, Mehmet. Thank you for that question. So, Gilda, 5 days' time, 25th of April, 49th anniversary of the Carnation Revolution. How should we celebrate this remarkable occasion?
I think I'm going to stay home because I don't have a good feeling that this year it's going to be fun.
Ah, okay, interesting. Is that because the political temperatures are running high and some people might take advantage of this anniversary to instead of celebrate democracy in Portugal, promote their specific political agenda?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. So stay at home is one. I mean, if you're abroad, why not see if you can source a bottle of Portuguese red or Portuguese wine of some sort, maybe a Porto Seixo that you can often get in Trader Joe's, and raise a glass to all of those involved in the Carnation Revolution in 1974 on the 25th of April. But here in Portugal, Gilda might have a quiet drink at home, concerned about how some people make political capital this year. Exciting, isn't it? It's coming up to 50 years, Nuno. How might you be celebrating on the 49th anniversary?
I'll be at the mountains. It's a holiday.
You as well. You're oh, okay. So it is a holiday. It is a public holiday, and you'll be taking to the mountains. Okay, that's a great celebration, a natural one. Oh, news just in from Trader Joe's. They also sell Vinha de France. Excellent news. Great stuff. Thank you very much for that. Jerry, how will you be celebrating? We're seeing you on the screen now.
How will I be celebrating?
That's next time in Portugal. Yeah, what do you think?
I don't get time to celebrate. We don't get holidays in expats Portugal.
Good answer.
We're not allowed. I'll be beavering away with our members, helping them.
Where's my violin sound effects? But there you go. That's how hard Jerry works, everybody. He won't be celebrating. Good answer. Dr. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, it's this bridge celebration, right?
We're not celebrating the bridge.
I know. No, actually, I'll be out of the country working.
Yes,
so
you too.
I ain't gonna be celebrating here. But the team is on vacation. Everybody's working from home, so
Okay.
Probably barbecuing.
So some muted response this year. It's going to be fascinating next year, the 50th anniversary, especially if the same thing applies as Gilda was saying. Sarah, obviously not as fully up to speed as some of our Portuguese members of the team here, but you've celebrated in Portugal for other reasons. What would be your favourite bar to go to in Portugal or in Lisbon or Porto for such an event?
I would probably say my favourite bar is a place called Java. It's a rooftop bar near the Time Out.
Excellent. Yes, beautiful
place. Really nice, beautiful views. You can eat there, but there is a bar area that you can go up and just have a drink, and lovely views. Yeah, that's my favorite.
See the bridge. You can see the bridge from the rooftops of the Time Out. So you can celebrate. You can look at that. You can think of the Carnation Revolution time and see the 25 Gabriel Bridge as well. We might have lost Elise, I think. Elise, are you there?
No. She's there.
Just coming in and out with the Pedro Grande connection.
Yeah.
How will you be,
Yes.
be celebrating next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, we will be in meantime working because we have clients coming over. But on these days, we will be in Alcochete, in our also other house.
Yeah.
Also looking to the bridge, not the 25 de Abril, but the Ponte Vasco da Gama.
Oh, right. Okay.
At the riverside, we will be there.
Wonderful. So I think in some way or other, we will be raising glasses, of course, to the incredible moment in history of 1974 and the 25th of April, notwithstanding what's been said by Gilda there. Elise, thank you so much for being here tonight. Brilliant job. Thank you, Dr. Michael. Thank you, Nunu. Thank you, Sarah. And of course, Queen of the Visas. Thank you very much indeed. Jerry, anything left to say?
Well, yes, just to add my thanks to everyone as well. And next Thursday, our first webinar will be with Nuno. And Nuno's going to explain I've got an amazing long list here of things that Nuno's going to cover, including the key players in Portugal's healthcare system. That'll be interesting. Who's who? Doctors allowed to work in PT. That might be one for you, Michael, to hear. Medications allowed in Portugal. How to get free the European health insurance, overtaking health insurance limitations. Nursing at home. Now that'll be interesting to you, Carl, because you've always said you wanted to nurse at home, right? Psychotherapy at home, home assistance, and medical concierge advice, and that will be Michael. So that's going to be a highly interesting presentation by Nuno, and then following that, of course, we'll have our excellent dream team coming on at 9 o'clock.
Superb. That's if he remembers to unmute, of course. So Nuno,
we're going to have to get a training course for Nuno on that one.
Brilliant. And thank you, Sarah, for your beautiful pictures. That was quick from the Java rooftop there. That's fantastic. And echoing your thanks and mine, we've got Mike T. Take this to heart, Dream Team. Thanks again, Carl. And the awesome Dream Team. How about that? Thank you so much for being here tonight. Get ahead of the 25th of April celebrations and have a read on us. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you in America, take care and bye for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.